In times of need, this is what most insurance sounds like.
What's your policy number?
But insurance with AAA sounds like this.
Is everyone okay?
See the difference at AAA.com/insurance.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What they had to say over what you'll pay with your Alexa Flash Briefing. I'm John Herrick. Your former governor and the senator from California sparred over your taxes in Wednesday's vice presidential debate. Kurt Darling reports.
Vice President Mike Pence accused Joe Biden of planning to repeal tax cuts that were pushed by President Trump. Senator Kamala Harris seemed to confirm that plan in the debate, but clarified
Joe Biden will not raise taxes on anyone who makes less than $400,000 a year.
But Pence responded that that's not truthful.
Joe Biden said twice in the debate last week that he's going to repeal the Trump tax cuts. That was tax cuts that gave the average working family $2,000 in a tax break every single year.
Both sides declaring victory, and it's the only time they will debate leading up to November 3rd. Kurt Darling, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Calling for changes on how opioids are prescribed, a Don't Punish Pain rally happened near downtown Indianapolis Wednesday. Protesters say people who need opioids are being denied them because of rules in place to prevent prescription drug abuse. A rise in coronavirus cases over the last week and a half is cause for concern, says Indiana Health Commissioner Chris Box, but there are no plans to retighten restrictions. Eric Berman reports.
Indiana's positivity rate is at 5%, the point where health officials warn risk levels become significant. Christina Bach says nearly half Indiana's counties are still below that.
So we reached a point where we were happy with where we were and felt like we needed to start to address the state more individually because we still had a lot of counties that weren't having cases in a significant number.
Woody Myers, Democrats' nominee for governor, argues the move to stage 5 tells people things are back to normal, no matter how much Box and Governor Holcomb emphasize they aren't. Eric Berman, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Changing how they deploy canine officers. IMPD Deputy Chief Josh Barker says they've been reviewing canine policies since 2018.
We recognize that even though the use of a canine is a less lethal tool, there's a better way that we can equip our officers with training and additional tools to help negotiate a peaceful surrender when someone has fled law enforcement.
So now they're restricting when a canine team can be called out, limiting it to suspects wanted for a felony or misdemeanor that's reasonably believed to be armed with a deadly weapon. They must also have an effective perimeter established and have incident command established by a supervisor. There's a new resource for families who have lost a child. Donnie Burgess reports.
Herrick and Molly Belling lost their son Peyton to leukemia back in 2015, and they tell Wish TV sometimes it's hard to take the next step.
You know, you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning crying because you lost your child. I mean, what do you do?
The Bellings' answer to that question was to team up with Riley Children's Hospital to create an app for families that have lost a child. The app offers several features that allow grieving families to seek comfort in other families who've suffered the same loss. Donnie Burgess, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And a couple from Indianapolis traveled nearly 5,000 miles round trip last month to help people battling the wildfires out west. Rob Conant reports.
They've been volunteering with the Red Cross for more than a decade. The 4-day road trip to Oregon was their longest and scariest.
One place where it said viewpoint, where you could pull off and take a look at the river. You couldn't even see the river, and it was right below us.
They told WIBC's Terry Stacy they helped distribute food and supplies to families who had to evacuate.
We spoke to people who literally were given the word, had to leave their homes in 10 minutes.
And because they love helping others, they'll be back at it again soon, once their quarantine ends on Friday. Rob Conant, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
WIBC's flash briefings are updated throughout the day, so you can always check for the latest local news. You can also rejoin us in the car at 93.1 FM to stay on top of the latest traffic alerts, weather, and news. I'm John Herrick, on the level, on the go, and on Twitter at 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.